Welcome to the fourth edition of our podcast series, Unmasking the Truth. Today we are unpacking the importance of journalism in Zimbabwe. I'm your host, Tariro Monamiki, and this program is brought to you by Media Monitors in partnership with the International Media Support as well as SIDA. Journalism plays a crucial role in society by providing accurate and timely information, fostering transparency, as well as holding those who are in power accountable. Journalism also serves as a vital source of news and information for the public. Journalists investigate and report on a wide range of topics, including politics, economics, science, culture, and law. They gather facts, verify information, and present it in a comprehensive and understandable manner. Journalism is often referred to as the fourth estate because it acts as a check on the three branches of government: executive, legislative, as well as the judicial. Through investigative reporting and analysis, journalists expose corruption, abuses of power, and other wrongdoing. This information empowers citizens to hold their leaders accountable and helps ensure the functioning of the democratic processes. Journalism also has the power to bridge societal divides by providing a platform for diverse voices and perspectives. It can give a voice to marginalized communities, highlight social issues, and promote understanding and empathy among different groups. Journalists can facilitate dialogue, challenge stereotypes, and foster social cohesion by shedding light on underreported stories and promoting inclusive narratives. Today, we have two distinguished panelists joining us to shed on the topic of information disorders. To my left, we have Leopold Munende from the Young Journalists Association and Ruvimbo Nikadzino, a journalist from NRTV. Welcome, Ruvimbo and Leopold.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start by delving straight into the importance of journalism. And I'll start with you, Leopold. What is your understanding of the importance of journalism?
Well, I think your introduction is generally summed up the roles which we are supposed to play as journalists and the industry is supposed to play. But generally it is meant to inform, educate, and also importantly entertain. Generally just telling people what is happening, where and why, how, at times, educating even basic things such as the Constitution, what does this mean, and stuff like that. And entertainment, I can't explain that, everyone knows. But those are the roles of the media.
Okay. Now, remember, you are into a different branch of journalism, which is broadcast journalism. Can we talk about how broadcast journalism in particular bridges the gap in society and how inclusive it can be?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Tariro. Like you highlighted in what you spoke about on the roles of the media, just to speak on the advantages of what the broadcast media now can do, we can speak of how it is inclusive. It allows people to be able to visualize. That's also bringing the aspect of people with disabilities. They can now be able to also watch and be informed of what is happening, rather than maybe just focusing on the print. Some might not be able to read. You also talk about the broadcast journalism in the aspect of maybe just radio broadcasting. Radio broadcasting also allows someone who's down there in the marginalized communities to be able to receive news in real time, as compared to other maybe media outlets where you might not have a paper delivered maybe in Binga in real time. It might then reach them maybe after a week or so, and then when they receive the news, it won't be news anymore. So I think it allows people also to be able to express themselves. Yes, they can express themselves through the print, through the course that what they've said, but with broadcast journalism now, it can then allow us to be able to hear the voices of those marginalized people, not only hear them, but also be able to see them and hear, and also maybe see how they feel in the situations that they might be advocating for.
Okay. Rainbow highlights the importance of different voices, and I'm coming to you, Leo. As a young journalist grouping, how can you take forward the importance of journalists in an age where there are diverse sources of information other than mainstream media itself?
Well, the coming in of the internet, the coming up of the internet has given young journalists an opportunity to play an active role in verification of news, which is now just everywhere on social media. So I think there is need for them to for us to take advantage of the internet, to also give a voice through whatever platform which we will create or we have created, because I know a number of journalists who own media organizations which are internet-based. So this is an opportunity for them to also take part in informing, educating, and entertaining the communities in which they serve or the communities they want to serve.
So we've got citizen journalism right now. Anyone with a camera will probably share and disseminate information. But you belong to a particular association of journalists, young journalists. Can we talk about the importance of aligning with a particular group of journalists, being defined as journalists instead of perhaps just an individual holding a camera? What's the difference between an individual with a camera as well as the young journalists?
Well, for starters, we have a set of rules on how we handle ourselves. And our association is made up of media professionals, young media professionals who went through certain institutions, who learned the trade and the laws, the rules which you have to abide by, the ethics which you have to abide by. So that is what YOJA, or the young journalists, that is another reason, or the importance of being aligned with an organization such as ours. Of course, there are quite a number of other media support organizations, the Media Alliance of Zimbabwe, the Media Institute of South Africa, which also falls under MAS and stuff like that. But falling under this kind of association means you have to adhere to certain rules. It means even if you have a platform which you create, you will still have to abide by the ethics which we abide by, which we say we have to abide by. The difference with someone who just takes a picture is that they are not trained. They might post a picture of someone in a situation which ethically you are not supposed to. So we will forgive them for that. But then there are trainings which citizen journalists undergo if they present themselves, especially around ethics and what not to do and what to do in certain situations.
You talk about ethics. Let's talk about the credibility of information. How important is journalism in the context of credible information dissemination?
It's very important, especially in this age. You will check out that social media has given everyone the power to be a journalist, in quotes. So anyone can say whatever they want to say. But media professionals now have a duty to verify, not for themselves, but for the public. That Ruvimbo has said this on her Facebook page, but it is wrong, or it's not true. Was wrong might be a big word. It's not true. This is the right position. So I think in this age, it's very, very, very important for journalists to be as many as possible, for these platforms to be as many as possible, so that the correct information is the one which carries the day.
Okay, let's look at a different aspect of journalism, Rurimbo. Gender inclusivity and gender equality. How well positioned is journalism today in regards to these two areas?
Well, I think I can just briefly look back at how the media space has been cultured over the years. When you talk about the public sphere, women were not actually allowed to be part of the conversations. But you'd actually see that there has been a gradual change over the years, and even in the media space. But just to highlight that, yes, women have been in the media space, but sometimes not for the right reasons. I'm talking about maybe mostly women in leadership positions. They have been covered, yes, but mostly in the negative aspect.
Why do you think that is? Sorry to interject, but why do you think that is?
I believe more personalities that have been covered by the media have been more on their personalities rather than the work that they do. You have stereotypes for years that many women who are in leadership now are not there because of merit. It's because they slipped their way to the top. I'm sorry to say that. But this has been the narrative around women in leadership, and that the media has more like also been cultured to report women in that way. But I would also want to applaud the efforts around reporting gender issues and also gender inclusion part, in that other media houses now are more deliberate in making sure that these gender issues are spotlighted. And also even having women as editors, women as assignments editors, in order to make sure that our news is cultured in the right way, and also to be able to see that we also give women enough spaces as we have men in that same space. So I believe that yes, the media, as we are growing, as we're gradually, we at first we started, we didn't have even women being in the media space. We now have more women. We have more positive stories of women that are being celebrated of what they're able to do and what they are doing.
Going forward, because we are moving forward and the space is changing. Leo, you talk about ethics, citizen journalism, the importance of diverse voices. What recommendations would you make?
I would advise government to liberalize the airwaves, liberalize be it print journalism or any other form of journalism. Now, what that does is it creates many platforms where credible news can be digested or can be taken up. So even if she comes up or you come up with a platform where you'll be churning out fake news, people will automatically shut you out and opt for the other platforms which will be giving out credible news, which would have been verified. So I'd advise government to let go a bit, allow people to start their things, and if they are to shut down, let them shut down because they failed to make money on their own rather than maintaining the grip.
You're right. And Ruembo, your last words of the matter?
I would say that I would encourage more women to be more proactive in terms of them being in the media space. For some time, women still shy away from being in the media, and sometimes the narrative around less women being covered in the media is not necessarily that the media doesn't want to cover them, but sometimes women just say, no, I don't want to be part of this. So I think it's a call for women to also stand their ground, be visible, be able to speak into issues that they're advocating for them also to be seen in the media space.
All right. Ruembo, thank you. Leo, thank you. On that note, we've come to the end of our program, or rather part of our podcast series, Unmasking the Truth. Today, we're looking at the importance of journalism in Zimbabwe, and I was joined in studio by Leopold Monende from the Young Journalists Association, as well as Ruembo Nikazino, a broadcast journalist from NRTV. I am your host, Tariro Manamike. Thank you for watching.